Right. So the first question that a lot of people will ask, literacy in littles, what does that look like? Literacy for littles is probably not what you think and more than you think, all at the same time. It includes learning to listen, watch, speak, and understand visual, written, and drawn stimuli at home and out and about. Literacy for littles is learning about sounds, words, and language. It's the basis for our children's ability to read, write, communicate, and socialize. Literacy in our littles develop the building blocks for reading and writing later. You can develop your child's early literacy by communicating your child using fun activities like singing, playing with rhyme, playing games, talking, and reading. When you read with your children, they learn the connection between letters on a page and spoken sounds. Today, I'm going to focus on the benefits of reading, even to the littlest of our littles, the stages of literacy in our littles, age-appropriate materials to read to your littles, and how you can incorporate reading in a fun way for them and for you. So let's talk about benefits. Why should I read to my little? Many reasons to read to your young child may be obvious, but there may be additional benefits for which you're unaware. The benefits for reading to littles include social emotional growth, cognitive and neurological development, and future achievement. All of the domains of a child's development, physical, social, emotional, cognitive, language, and literacy, are interrelated and interdependent. Reading is a whole brain activity. Studies show that the areas of the brain that light up in a child while being read to correlate strongly with the areas of the brain needed to make sense of the interactions with others in our lives. Unsurprisingly, children who are read to often are better able to empathize with and understand other people. Reading with young children also helps develop problem solving and reasoning skills. The stages of literacy. When should I read to my little? I believe that reading should be both scheduled and spontaneous. Scheduled reading during the bedtime routine or as part of an independent quiet time, for example, creates anticipation for time with books. Children look forward to that time with you and love the routine when they know what is coming next. I clicked too soon. If you are running short on time, it's far better to read a shorter book than to skip reading altogether. Remember that their time with you is a big part of what the child will look forward to. Spontaneous reading time is such a beautiful thing. When a child chooses on his own to read or look at a book, it means he craves the happiness books bring him and the printed stimulation books give his brain. Children need to know that books are available to them throughout the day. You can create book baskets in multiple places to foster their curiosity. Baskets in prominent places like in the bathroom, in the kitchen, and in the car, along with the bookshelves in their rooms, are key to making books available to littles. Where possible, use bookshelves that forward face books so children can see the covers. Switch out books every so often to keep things fresh. When your child brings you a book or books to read to them, take the time to do just that. Our time with them at this age is so very short. You can also find spontaneous times to read with your child, like when you're waiting for an appointment or in line at the grocery store or while dinner's in the oven. What should you read to your children, your little? The type of books you introduce and when you introduce them depends on your child development, of course, but as a general guideline, you can use this information to help you navigate what's age appropriate for your children. And I will have, when we post this, I will post a chart that I use that kind of summarizes all this so you don't have to feel like you have to write all this down. For infants, you should have books that are high contrast colors, bold lines, simple or no text, sensory books like touchy-feely books, and sound books that have sound. For toddlers, look for books that are language building books with simple text and vocabulary, nursery rhymes, simple lift the flap books. For preschool age children, consider picture books, story books, novelty books, first sticker books, and coloring or activity books. Alphabet books, lift the flap books, first nonfiction books, pop-up books, and peek inside books, wipe clean books, and phonics books. There's all kinds of books that preschoolers can use, obviously, that we can provide. For school age kiddos, you might want to look for leveled readers so that they have books at their level, chapter books, reference books, and activity books. So you might be thinking, how should I read to my little? It shouldn't surprise you that how you read to your children depends on their age and your personalities. One of the most important things is to be sure that the experience is enjoyable, playful, enjoyable, not enjoyable, that's making up a word, enjoyable, playful, and encourages your children's active involvement. Literacy should be engaging for your children.
Literature.
Yeah. Literacy should be engaging for your children, not a chore. You can help your child develop strong communication skills and eventually learn to read just by having fun talking with them and sharing books with them. Choose and offer books that are age appropriate. For infants and toddlers, encourage your child to hold the book and turn the pages. This helps them to start to understand that the book should always be a certain way up and that the pages are always turned in the same direction, unless you have a book like This is Owl or This is Frog, because you can do fun things. But that's a great book too, because it's interactive.
Right.
For preschoolers, point out pictures and talk about the pictures your child points to. Make the sounds of the animals or other objects in the book. Have fun. Slide your finger underneath the words as you read them, pointing out each word. This teaches your child about print and shows her that we always start on the left and move to the right when reading in English. Choose lift the flap books, touch and feel books, or books with rhyming and repeating words. I am like skipping all these things I'm supposed to be clicking on, so just pretend I did all that. Okay, sorry. For older children, remember that reading together fosters bonding, not just reading skills. So read together as long as they live in the house. Have a family book club when they get older, because it might seem weird to like say, okay, let's all read together, and your kid's in middle school, but you have a family book club instead. Most families stop reading together when the children can read on their own. That's at about fourth grade usually. However, families who read together have much stronger communication, including during some of the most difficult parenting years, the teenage years. Families can read books that bring up difficult topics and use that time to bridge into conversations about those topics. Plus, reading together as a family is fun. So let's talk about some tips for raising children who love to read. First, pay attention to the books your children gravitate towards so you can build on their interests. That's really important. I know we all have our favorite books that we can't wait to share with our kids, but it's important to make sure that we are bringing books to them that they enjoy. Also, most kids generally outgrow their books about as often as they outgrow their clothes. So be sure to update your child's home library periodically and model reading to your children by reading your own books. Let them catch you reading. Those are some different things that I shared with a group that was like a mom's group of little kiddos, and we wanted to share them with you as well, so it could maybe build on some things that you already knew, but then show you some different ways that you can offer value to customers because of the knowledge that you have yourself. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we'll go back to the regular.